Hello everyone, Story Girl's back again, and this time I have a story that all my boys loved, and everywhere I go and read this story to classes of children, they always seem to like it, any age. So, get ready for a good one. Do you remember Dragons Love Tacos? Everybody likes that story. Well, this is a story that's by the same author and illustrator. And this one's called Those Darn Squirrels. And it's written by Adam Rubin and illustrated by Daniel Salmieri. Here we go. Those Darn Squirrels by Adam Rubin, illustrated by Daniel Salmieri. What do you think those are sticking out from the tree? I think we'll find out. They included some end papers, and the end papers are giving us clues. What kind of clues do you see about the story? We see art supplies and paint and lots of pictures of birds. I like birds. Let's find out more. On the outskirts of town, at the edge of the forest, there was a little old house. The only thing older than the little house was the man who lived in it, Old Man Fookwire. And there you see the little old house with smoke coming out of the chimney. Old Man Fookwire was so old that when he sneezed, dust came out. Achoo! He was also a grump. He hated pie. He hated puppies. The only thing he liked was birds. All summer long, the old man painted pictures of the birds that visited his backyard. There were whirlybirds and bonga birds, baba birds and yabba birds. Even a rare flugelbird came by once in a while. Fookwire's paintings weren't very good, but the birds never said anything. I actually think his paintings are very good. But anyway, that's the thing about art. You get to decide whether you like it or not. When the air turned crisp and the leaves began to change color, the old man grew sad. He knew that soon the birds would fly south for the winter, as they did every year, and that he would be lonely. And then he had an idea. If he fed the birds, maybe they would stick around. So Old Man Fookwire built beautiful bird feeders and put them up all around his backyard. He filled the feeders with delicious seeds and berries, and soon birds came from all over the forest just to eat in the old man's yard. Look at all those beautiful birds. But the birds weren't the only ones who liked the bird feeders. The squirrels did too. Not many people know this, but squirrels are the cleverest of all the woodland creatures. That means they're very smart. In fact, they're fuzzy little geniuses. They can make a house out of a tree, a bed out of a bunch of leaves, and a box kite out of twigs, dirt, and squirrel spit. Ew. They are also excellent at math. Winter was fast approaching, and the squirrels needed to gather as much food as they could to get ready. So they decided to take some of the bird food. The birds were not happy. Neither was Old Man Fookwire. When he discovered what had happened, he shook his old man fist and yelled, "Those darn squirrels!" He filled up the feeders again, but this time he hung them from a clothesline. Then he went back inside, confident that the squirrels would no longer be able to get to the seeds and berries. But the squirrels were determined. They devised a plan, and this time they took all the food from the bird feeders. Look at how the squirrels are working together to get food. The birds were furious. Harumph, 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 yelled a bonga bird. Those darn squirrels, yelled Old Man Fookwire. Yum, said the squirrels. Look at their very full tummies. They look like happy squirrels. Now it was Old Man Fookwire's turn to devise a plan. He went to the general store to get supplies. He bought lasers and clamps. He bought wires and springs. He bought all sorts of tools and built a veritable fortress around his bird feeders. And then he refilled them very carefully. Na, 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 snorted the flugel bird. The squirrels stayed up all night, working out their strategy. They drank cherry cola and ate salt and vinegar chips to help them stay awake. And finally they had it, the perfect plan. They put on their tiny helmets and prepared to launch themselves into the air, over the fence, between the lasers, and onto the bird feeders. Bum, bum, bum! Oh, the first squirrel misfired and hit a tree. The second squirrel went too high and landed in a bucket. The third squirrel sailed clear over the house. The birds laughed and laughed. They each had one last delicious mouthful of seeds and berries from the man's feeders, and then they flew south for the winter, just as they did every year. Said the flugel bird. You see him? That must be the flugel bird. After the birds left, Old Man Fookwire was lonely, just as he was every year. He fixed himself some cottage cheese and pepper, his favorite snack. But he was still lonely. When he looked out the window, the squirrels could tell he wasn't happy. "Go away," shouted the old man. "I don't like you squirrels." Why not? Look how cute they are. I like squirrels. The squirrels held a meeting deep inside a large tree. You see the sign? It says, "Squirrel Meeting Tonight." They decided to give the old man a present to make up for taking the seeds and berries. Now, not many people know this, but squirrels are not only fuzzy little geniuses, they also collect just about anything they can find on the ground. These squirrels had a vast stockpile of spectacular junk to choose from. But what would Fookwire like? Bottle caps? Popsicle sticks? Postage stamps? Finally, they had it, the perfect gift. And if you look at the things on this page, you might see something that you would like as a gift from the squirrels. The squirrels stacked all of their loose change on Old Man Fookwire's doorsteps. There were dimes and pennies. There were nickels and quarters. There were even a few tokens from Coco's Arcade. It all added up to $47.36, plus a few rounds of skee-ball. "Maybe you squirrels aren't so bad," said Fookwire when he found the coins, "but I still like birds better." This gave the squirrels another idea. They raided their junk collection again and got to work. When Old Man Fookwire woke up the next morning, he was amazed to see that the birds had returned. Look at his surprised face. But wait, those things weren't birds. They were squirrels in disguise. "Great googly moogly," said Old Man Fookwire. "This will make quite a painting." He ran outside and took down the lasers and the wires and the spring-loaded trapeze, and he turned all the bird feeders into squirrel feeders. And then he painted till his brush ran out of bristles. The squirrels were so overjoyed, they had a party in Old Man Fookwire's house. That looks like a pretty wild party, doesn't it? "Those darn squirrels," said Old Man Fookwire, and he shook his old man fist and smiled. And that's the end of Those Darn Squirrels. Now, I thought that maybe you would like to make a bird feeder of your own. Would you like that? And you don't have to go to the store or buy anything fancy like Old Man Fookwire. You can use things that you find around the house. I went and I raided our recycling bin, and I found this old container of oatmeal. And I made sure it's nice and clean, and I cut a big square out of it. And then you can put things in here that birds like to eat. Do you remember in the story what Old Man Fookwire put in there? He put in some seeds and some berries. So you could get some actual bird seed, but then you need to hang it up where birds will eat it. So I have some tape and a ribbon, and all you need to do is tape one side here and one side over here. I like tape. Do you like tape? Tape is cool. All right, and there we have it. We can hang up a little bird feeder from any tree branch. And as for food, right now I can't go to the store. So I went in my refrigerator and I found some berries that the birds might like to eat. And I'm all out of seeds, but I have some nuts. So I'm going to put some nuts in there too. And now I have a bird feeder, or maybe it will be a squirrel feeder. I'm okay either way. I like birds and squirrels. Well, that's my story for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get to go and make your own bird feeder. And don't forget to get out your lookers, and you can look and see what birds come and eat. And then you can maybe paint a picture of it, just like Old Man Fookwire. That's my story. I'll be back again with a new one soon. Bye for now.